welcome. All right, so got something pretty exciting for you guys. Please make sure you follow me on YouTube at MD_ready, Instagram at MD_ready, and I think Twitter is the official MD Ready, but I don't really post on it too much. So most of my stuff is going to find on either Instagram or YouTube. So today we're going to have a furlough or government shutdown guns to have. So first of all, let's start off with what I'm carrying. So it's getting a little cool outside. Fall is coming in. And I guess Oktoberfest and all of the fall type stuff before you know it. So of course people wearing hoodies. Probably should get some hoodies made. So what I'm carrying is actually a Glock 20C. I was going to say just a Glock 20, but it is ported at the top. It does have one in the chamber, so I will clear it. Boom. I do have the Zeb or Zafari, whatever kind of barrel it's called. Starts with a Z, and it is fluted and it is also crowned. Pretty nice gun and dope gun to shoot. I will tell you this: those ports do not make it very fun, which is why I got the barrel that doesn't have the ports on it. But it is a beefy gun, literally about the same size as my what is it? What's the one that's in 45? The 20. About the same size. So the good thing is the holster fits. I have on here a Fiaggi light, and that light is very similar to, I believe it's like a stream light or something like that. So that holster that I have, it fits it perfectly. So that's what I'm carrying. It looks pretty dope. It is a Gen 3, but it still works perfectly. Okay. Put that back in there. Get that out the way. All right. So now let's get into the video. What gun should you have? Besides your sidearm, which is awesome to have, the reason I carry a handgun is because I did not know I was going to get into a gunfight. But let's say that you had a little bit of time, right? Whether you want to worry about your utilitarian purposes, if you want to focus on self-defense, maybe a PDW, or even, home defense, something like that, right? So let's start off with putting food on the table, because I think that's going to be pretty important. Here I have a nice Mossberg 500. Okay, so let's go and clear it and make sure it's good to go. Gold trigger, pretty nice gun. This is the 18.5-inch barrel, because as you know, you got to have a shotgun with the 18.5-inch barrel. Anything shorter is considered an SBS, short barrel shotgun. But this one also included, where is it? The 28-inch barrel. Like if you want to, bird hunting, or even just get a little more velocity when you're out there deciding to take down some game. So this plays multiple roles, realistically. So this shotgun plays, number one, the first role of being able to defend yourself, right? Whether you decide to put like a little light on there or something to that nature, they're pretty inexpensive and they're durable. Okay, some people may say the 870, but either one will work just fine as a pump. It can run a variety of rounds, whether it's birdshot, buckshot, slugs. It works, right? It just works. But the problem is that the recoil may be quite a bit for someone who's small stature, not prepared to shoot it. So that's where the end comes in, is like you may have to either use reduced recoil ammunition or pick something else, realistically. You're limited on this based on just 5 rounds. 5 rounds plus 1 in the chamber. So I love it because it is inexpensive. It's I'm not gonna say it's easy to shoot, but it's a simple system. Okay, you're not gonna burn through a bunch of ammo. Yes, you can practice with birdshot that feels like puff rounds, unless you're doing like a 3-inch Magnum bird rounds, like 8 shot or something like that. But realistically, the average person is gonna have 2 3/4 number 4 buckshot or double out bucks, right? That's what you're gonna have. Now you can get the shorty shells, but they don't run in all guns. You have to get that little piece that goes in here so that you can run them. Double check, make sure. Let's say this one have it. So you have to have a little piece that goes in here so that when you go to rack the foreign, it doesn't come back too far, and it'll allow for that shell to properly sit and feed into the chamber. So with that being said, I want to get on to the next gun, because I didn't want to spend too much time on shotgun, but I just want to let you guys know that it's out there. Okay, so putting that down, and of course the 28-inch barrel, which will be really good to increase the velocity of those bucks and slugs. So we'll toss that over there for a second. All right. The next thing that I think you should have, 22. I think it's very important to have a 22. As you can see here, this is my Ruger 1022. And we're going to clear it because I do have the double BX 25 by 2 magazines in here. And typically I keep them loaded up, both of them loaded up. One side I may have like mini mags or the hollow points. On the other side I just have standard layer rounds, right? Now, this one is the 16-inch barrel, and it is the 1022 takedown, to be more specific. So let's go ahead and unratchet that barrel, take it down, and it fits in the bag like so. You don't have to use a 1022 book bag, but this will fit in a book bag very nicely, you know, as something that's utilitarian. You can get some squirrels with it, get some small game with it. If you needed to defend yourself with it, I don't encourage you to do so, but, excuse me, with some stingers, or Federal Punch, it'll give you enough velocity to do some damage. Now, I don't want to be hit by it, but I don't think this is a good option for self-defense, but it's better than the sharp stick, okay? So putting it back, as you can see mine, I keep it super basic. I have a little red dot up here. Make sure that's not on. It still has the factory iron sights, which are not going to be usable with the red dot, but it's there as the back of the case goes out. You can just toss this. And I do have a Surefire blast forward device. It came off one of the guns, upper that I bought from my buddy. And I put it on here. This does a good job of keeping the shot from hurting your ears. That's all I want to say. But other than that, it is just literally a blast forward device. That's literally all it is. And it is called the Surefire Wharton. And this is not the Wharton that goes on, that screws onto the compensator. This is the one that screws right onto the barrel. So it pretty much acts as an echo for my 5.56, but this makes it so that the shots don't hurt as bad if you don't have ears on. That's all I'm pretty much. I'll leave it like that. So it's up to you guys how you want it. And then here I have a little side saddle, so I can put some tools, extra magazine, whatever that may be, and I keep this inside of a bag. So this would be good for small game. As well as if you really need to provide some type of defense for yourself. I don't really encourage that, but it's there as an option. Okay? We'll put that down, lock the bolt open, it's open. The next one that we're going to go over is going to be when we get more into more so defending yourself and your family, and PDW, home defense, how you want to use, because it all depends. So for me, realistically, that's going to be, let me step out the frame for a second. That's going to be a gun that's going to fit like in a backpack. You may have seen this backpack. I haven't shown this before yet. So in this backpack, I have my AK-9 pistol. Okay. AK-9 pistol. I took this is the angle foregrip, right? Okay, so magazine goes in here. I just took it out for the time being. Have a little small light on it, like a little 100 lumen light. It has the factory front iron sight. The rear one would not co-witness with the optics, so I found one that's set up just a smidget higher. Okay, make sure I have a sling on it, and got this brace from usmachineguns.com. It's like maybe $100, something like that. Now I can clear it. Keep some hollow points in there. Lock it open. You see that it's clear. 6-inch barrel. Put a blast can on the front. Just kind of push the blast away from you. Yeah, that little 100 lumen was like it's actually a little bit bright, realistically. And this gets the job done. So I wanted to keep this a nice, small, tight package. I know I keep moving around, but I want to keep it a nice, tight package. And what I did for the sling was, of course, I have the a brace on the back, like a CAC brace. But up here, I was able to attach it because it has a pick rail up front. And I installed a little pick rail towards the front myself just for this little light to go into, because the way my hand will be positioned, it just kind of fits there perfectly like so. So this gun, it does have a little bit of weight to it, being that it is an AK. Most AKs are stamped, so it has some weight to it. versus my milled AK. Well, no, realistically, no. I'm gonna have to double check because I'm now I have to figure out if my milled AK weighs more than my stamped AK. So I'm gonna have to get back to you guys on that one. So postpone that for now. But it does have a little bit of weight to it. It is heavier than my AR9, but it does have the ability to fold in a tighter package, right? So when I put the sling up, fits in here nicely like so, and it fits inside this itty bitty book bag. Standard red dot, little light, simple stuff. Okay. Now, that's a good PDW when I'm out and about. Just kind of throw it inside my backpack. And when you guys have your guns in your bags, make sure you take advantage of also adding in some type of first aid, whether it's just band-aids, chest seals, whatever it may be that you may need gauze in order to pack a wound or something like that, antiseptic. Make sure you have those. Just don't think about just the gun because it's more than just the gun when you're carrying a firearm. You may need some other supplies as well, and it's in a little sling bag. Now moving on to another 9mm, but instead of it just being a pistol, AR9. So this is more of my bedside gun. Have a 5 1/4 inch blast can on the front, just so you won't get that deafening blast when you shoot, because it's not suppressed, of course. Sling, 1000 lumen light, iron sights. So I don't have to worry about. I don't want to worry about optics. It's going to clear it. Nothing in there. Boom, it's good to go. It has a nice little snakeskin paint job on it. And it's really simple. I want to keep it really simple because God forbid that you have to use your gun for self-defense. It's going to be confiscated. So I didn't want to do a bunch of bells and whistles on here as a bump in the night gun. It is a 10.5. It is a Diamondback DB9. I think it's a DB9R or something like that. But it is the 10.5 inch barrel. It's not super loud because it is 9mm, but it is actually supercharging that round that's coming out here versus coming out of a 4 or 5 inch barrel. Not a whole lot because I don't really see the purpose of having a 16 inch AR9 because the velocities are around the same as like a 357 Magnum coming out of a 10 inch barrel. So you get to the point of diminishing return once you get up to that 16 inches because you're not getting that much more velocity, right? So, but utilizing this and shooting like a Liberty Defense or one of those plus B plus ammunitions that I have in here, yeah, that round is going to be screaming. It's going to be screaming out of that freaking AR9. So that's another option. So, and I did like a 5 series episode on why I would choose the AR9, the AK, and the 5.56. I did all of that. So if you want to go back and see those, it's 5 different episodes with different guns. One got banned. The 5.56 one got banned because, I'm not going to tell you why, because then they may try to get a reason to ban this video. But in any event, you can go check those episodes out. I did them like a year or so ago. Now, moving on to kind of my favorite two, right, is going to be going up to the 5.56. So, the 5.56 first, reason being is because you may want to get one of these, whether it's in a rifle or pistol. I have a pistol here, but you may want to get it in either a pistol or a rifle because this can also be some type of home defense, personal defense weapon. It can serve a variety of roles. So would I hunt with it? Probably not. So let's go in and clear it. Empty magazine in there. I just had the little banana clip in there for fun, but it is empty. Have a Holosun on top. Nice light. Uh-oh. Caught me slipping. My light done died, y'all. Hold on a second. Oh yeah, that's not doable. All right, well, I'm going to have to go charge it up. I haven't used it in quite some time. So, but in any event, it has 1000 lumen light, which you guys cannot see. So hold me accountable on that. It's all good. I have a blast can on here, but it also has a 3-prong flash hider, which is extremely dirty. I've been shooting 22 up. I had students shooting 22 and 5 outside of this, so I knew it was going to be super dirty because I have the conversion kit. Get the conversion kit for your 5.56 guys so you can introduce someone to firearms and not scare the hell out of them, and also just be able to have a little bit of practice fun, right? A little bit of training, a little bit of fun, right? Fundamentals. A3 brace on here. There is a sling, but the sling is in the backpack because I took it off for a student because they was kind of getting in their way. Polished trigger, really fun gun to shoot. This is an 11.3 inch barrel, and it is a mid-length. Is it a mid or pistol? It's a mid-length. I'm thinking it's a carbon gas system. There it is, carbon, because I know my 12.5 has the mid length. This is a carbon gas system, and it is a soft shooter. So, putting this one down. Now, going to the AK as an alternative. There are some people who like AKs. Let's go ahead and take this out because this one definitely does have some ammo in it. The magazine, not the gun. And it's funny because this is kind of my Frankenstein gun. So, it's clear. Nice wood furniture. This is a PAP 92. And let me show you what I did here. And I think I explained this before in the past previous videos. This one didn't have a, because most AKs don't have a bolt stop. I think this is the one that I actually I milled this in myself. I think this is the one I milled in myself, if I'm not mistaken. I believe I did mill this one. I did on one of AKs, but I had some extra stuff around, so I went ahead and drilled a hole in the back of this the trunnion myself, and I attached a couple pieces. I had an extra cack brace, as well as the buffer piece, and I had this this component here. I just did it myself. Okay, I know that sounds a little crazy, but it worked out well. I could have destroyed the gun, but it was a nice little project to experiment with. And then I had to have an adapter piece to go into the barrel because this one has a really weird thread pitch. And in front of that adapter, this is the 3-inch blast forward device. I have the little Russian sling, which works really well. I have put this gun through hell, but the only problem I have with this gun is a little bit of rust pitting here. So you just take a little bit of motor oil and an old copper penny, and you rub it off. And once you rub it off, you just go ahead and clean it really nicely and keep it oiled. Put some polish on it if you want, but you can just keep it oiled and it'll be fine. It'll be good to go. This is one of my bad guns. So this one stays ready and prepared as need be because it's a simple system and it's flawless. I haven't had any issues with it. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and put it back on safe. Now, I'm not going to tell you guys or guys or girls which gun is going to be best for you. I don't know. I don't know where you live. I don't know your lifestyle or your the amount of training that you have. But I will tell you this: get something. I don't want to scare people into doing the fear mongering and they buy a bunch of stuff they don't need right now. But I will tell you this: you need something to conceal carry. You need something to defend your home with, and you may need something to put food on the table with. So you need to consider that, as well as being able to grow your own food. So just be prepared for this situation to happen. With the government shutdown, typically people will be able to stand about 2 weeks on their own because they already got paid. But with people not being able to get EBT, entitlement services, whatever, however you feel about it, things can get a little crazy. So somebody may try to harm you or rob you or take what you have, and you may have to defend that stuff. And unfortunately, we're here. There are some people who just think they deserve to be on government services and never work a day in their life. Then there are some people who actually use it and they don't want to be on it, but they're there for a short period of time. We get it. Everybody doesn't fall into the same bucket. But we have to also be able to understand that we have to do for self. So whether you choose the AR-AK, right, to serve as your home defense firearm, whether you decide to utilize the AR-9 or the AK-9 I have here in the bag as a PDW home defense, you can. Or if you decide to, I do not encourage this, use the 22 as a defensive tool, you can do it. So, I mean, think about it. If you have, and I'm just going to be honest with you. Polishing that bolt makes a big difference. Side note. All right. 22 is not the most hardest hitting cartridge or whatever. If you look at it on a knockdown power list, it's relatively minimal, right? You got 50 rounds of this in here. I'm not going to say for a fact, but I personally believe that if you were to pop somebody 10 times with this 22, whether it's center mass, the face, they're going to stop doing what they're trying to do to you, whether they're trying to run at you or they're, whatever it is, trying to break in and you see a weapon, I think they're going to stop, right? It may not kill them instantly. It may not cause them to experience, I'm not going to say deadly force, experience multiple shock trauma instantly, but this will do the trick to keep a person from harming you or your family, and it's easy to shoot, has no recoil, okay? I'll say that. Now, for the shotgun, out of any other caliber here, this has the most amount of recoil, right? You can, the 3-inch Magnum Slugger Bucks feels like somebody hit you in the shoulder with a ton of bricks. It hits and it hits hard. I do not like, and I don't care how anybody feels about it. As an instructor, I cannot stand when people say, oh, just get a shotgun. And you have this feeble 120-pound woman who's never shot a shotgun, and she shoots it, and it damn near breaks her shoulder. Not a good move, okay? This is a good tool for a person who can handle it. And if the 12-gauge bucks are too much, you can always go with the low recoil rounds, like the law enforcement loads. They still punch, but just not as much, right? You can go to low recoil and or practice with some birdshot and build yourself up to it, but you still have to point aim a shotgun. This would be good down the steps, down a hallway. The shot isn't going to spread as much as people think it is, because if you shoot something like 18.5-inch barrel, and let's say you shoot some buckshot, double-aught buckshot, people think that at 10 feet, the pattern is going to be the size of a, I don't know, a dinner plate. No, it's not. It's not going to be that big. So you guys probably hear that my freaking heat just came on. So just give me, bear with me. So I want you to understand that even within like a 10-foot, 20-foot hallway, the shot is not going to spread like huge, right? Especially out of an 18.5-inch barrel. It's probably still going to be within like a 10-inch cluster, or even smaller, even tighter. Because I've grouped, I have a shotgun that is, matter of fact, no. I'm not going to get it right now, but I have my 590 Shockwave. I think it's a 14-inch barrel. And I patterned that thing at 15 yards. And with buckshot, that sucker is still within the size of like a saucer disc. So it spreads, but it doesn't spread like as wide as you think it would. So with that being said, I think I've talked enough, guys. I appreciate your time. I did not mean for this to be that long, but just certain points I wanted to drive home, just kind of show different options. You probably say, well, there's nothing under the sun, and there isn't. But I want to give you purpose of use for each particular firearm and what it could be used for. And you can also mix it up. Who's to say that you can't go hunt with your 9mm, right? So if you live in an area where they have hogs or something like that, maybe you want to dump a few rounds into a hog. I have heard of people hunting deer with the 9mm. I wouldn't do that, but it's completely up to you. But you got to do what you got to do. I want to make sure you protect yourself, protect your family, have some type of security for your home, and that you're able to find food if you need to. With that being said, I'm out. God bless you guys. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at MB_ready, YouTube MB_ready. And if you have any comments for a future video, let